7 science-backed morning habits to help you live a longer, healthier life. Number 4 is lightning quick. Part 1. The first 4 habits. What if the very first hour of your day could quietly decide whether you live into your 90s or struggle to reach 75? It might sound like an exaggeration, but new research shows the choices you make right after waking can either accelerate aging or dramatically slow it down. Unfortunately, most people unknowingly start their mornings in ways that harm their hearts, brains, and immune systems long before breakfast. But here's the exciting part. Men and women who consistently live past 90 share a handful of simple morning practices that almost anyone can adopt. Let me introduce you to Walter, a living example of what's possible. At 65, Walter began noticing a troubling trend among his friends. Heart attacks, memory decline, aching joints. Many of his peers were already battling serious health issues. Walter's own family history offered little comfort. Most of his relatives had passed away before their 75th birthdays. Instead of surrendering to genetics, Walter attended a wellness seminar and decided to experiment with a few science-backed habits each morning. Nearly 3 decades later, at 93, he still drives his own car, tends a community garden, and volunteers several times a week. Ask him for his secret, and he doesn't mention lucky DNA or expensive treatments. He points to his mornings. "What I do in the first hour of the day has saved my life," Walter says with a grin. The best news? You don't need perfect genes or costly equipment. You only need to begin each morning with purpose. Here are the first 4 habits Walter and other long-lived people follow. Rituals you can start tomorrow. 1. Drink water before your feet touch the floor. After a full night of sleep, your body is quietly dehydrated. Blood thickens, the heart must pump harder, and delicate blood vessels in the brain and kidneys strain to move sluggish fluid. This early morning blood sludging raises the risk of stroke, kidney damage, and cellular wear that speeds aging. Longevity researchers have repeatedly found that rehydrating immediately after waking reverses this dangerous state. One kidney health specialist compared morning dehydration to running a marathon without water. Every organ has to fight just to start the day. Consider Sylvia, a 72-year-old retiree. She faced chronic kidney problems, fatigue, and forgetfulness. Her doctors were preparing her for dialysis when a friend suggested a simple change. Drink a full glass of room-temperature water before getting out of bed. In only 2 months, her kidney function improved dramatically, and her energy returned. Her physician was stunned to learn the new medication was nothing more than water. Your action plan is easy. Tonight, place a 16-ounce glass or bottle of water beside your bed. Tomorrow morning, drink the entire glass before standing up or checking your phone. Skip coffee or tea until after this first drink. Room temperature water is ideal. It wakes your system gently without the shock of ice-cold liquid. Think of it as brushing your organs clean from the inside. 2. Let morning light reset your internal clock. If you spend your first minutes indoors staring at a screen, you might be quietly throwing off your body's master clock. This clock, your circadian rhythm, regulates everything from hormone balance and metabolism to mood and immune defense. Natural light in the morning acts like a reset button, aligning every cell with the new day. Studies from the National Institute on Aging reveal that exposure to natural light within 30 minutes of waking boosts evening melatonin production by more than 70%. Better melatonin means deeper sleep, stronger memory, and sharper thinking. Skipping this light trigger is linked to a higher risk of diabetes, heart disease, and age-related cognitive decline. Benjamin, a 75-year-old former teacher, struggled with chronic insomnia for decades. Prescription sleep aids offered only temporary relief. On his doctor's advice, he began sitting on his porch with a warm drink for 10 minutes each morning, rain or shine. Within 2 weeks, he was falling asleep faster, staying asleep longer, and even saw his blood pressure drop by 15 points. All he did was greet the sunrise. Your move? Tomorrow morning, get natural light within 30 minutes of waking. Step outside if you can. Even on cloudy days, outdoor light is 50 to 100 times brighter than indoor bulbs. If mobility is an issue, sit by an open window or balcony. During winter, a medical-grade light box can help, but nature's light is always superior. 3. Move gently before breakfast. Many people remain still until after their first meal, believing exercise should wait until later. But gentle movement before eating wakes up your joints, boosts circulation, and triggers a cellular cleaning process called autophagy. Think of autophagy as your body's internal recycling system. It removes damaged cells that fuel inflammation and arthritis. Specialists at major medical centers have found that seniors who perform light morning movements experience up to 65% less joint deterioration than those who stay sedentary until after breakfast. Harriet, a 68-year-old grandmother, knows this firsthand. Severe knee pain had her scheduled for joint replacement surgery. As a last-ditch effort, her physical therapist suggested 7 minutes of gentle stretching and joint rotations every morning before eating. 3 months later, her pain had dropped so dramatically that the surgery was canceled. Harriet now walks her grandchildren to school pain-free. To copy her routine, spend 5 to 10 minutes moving after drinking water, but before food or coffee. Circle your ankles and wrists, roll your shoulders, sway side to side, or reach toward the floor. The goal is lubrication, not sweat, waking up your muscles and joints so they glide smoothly for the rest of the day. 4. A 30-second breathing practice that signals youth mode. The most surprising longevity trigger requires no gym, no supplements, and less than half a minute of your time. It's intentional breathing, a practice found in nearly every culture where people regularly live past 100. Researchers studying blue zone communities discovered that controlled morning breathing lowers stress hormones and inflammatory markers by nearly 50%. This brief ritual activates the vagus nerve, sending a powerful message to your entire body. You are safe. You can repair. You can thrive. One of the simplest methods is called 4-7-8 breathing. Sit or stand comfortably, ideally while receiving your morning light. Inhale quietly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold that breath for 7 seconds. Exhale fully through your mouth for 8 seconds, making a soft whooshing sound. Repeat 3 or 4 cycles. That's it, about 30 seconds total. Yet this tiny ritual calms the nervous system, lowers blood pressure, and primes your body for a day of healing rather than stress. Walter, the 93-year-old gardener you met earlier, performs this breathwork every sunrise. "I can feel my heart slow down," he says. "It's like telling my body we're starting another day of living, not just surviving." Habit 5. Build a breakfast that fuels cellular repair. Many people start their day with a quick pastry, sugary cereal, or a steaming cup of coffee on an empty stomach. It feels convenient, but this small choice sets off a chain reaction that can either strengthen or damage your body for the next 24 hours. Longevity researchers who study regions where people routinely reach their late 90s without chronic illness consistently find one thing: the first meal of the day is never built on white bread or refined sugar. Instead, it is intentionally crafted to stabilize blood sugar, protect muscles, and reduce the tiny inflammatory sparks that drive aging. Why protein and fiber matter so much. When you wake up, your cells are like a dry sponge, ready to absorb nutrients. A breakfast that combines high-quality protein with natural fiber tells your metabolism to burn fuel steadily, rather than spike and crash. Protein provides amino acids to repair tissues and maintain lean muscle, which naturally declines with age. Fiber slows the release of glucose into the bloodstream, keeping insulin levels steady and reducing the micro-damage that accelerates wrinkles, joint problems, and cardiovascular disease. Think of it this way: if your breakfast delivers at least 20 to 25 grams of protein and 8 to 10 grams of fiber, you create a chemical environment inside your body that encourages cellular cleanup instead of cellular stress. This isn't abstract science. Controlled nutrition studies show that older adults who adopt this pattern improve insulin sensitivity and reduce markers of inflammation in just a few months. Changes that predict longer lifespan and a sharper mind. A real-world turnaround. Consider the story of a man named Gerald. At 68, his blood test revealed rising fasting glucose and early signs of prediabetes. He wasn't overweight, he didn't smoke, and he walked every day. His doctor warned that medication would likely be necessary within a year. Instead of heading straight for pills, Gerald worked with a nutritionist to rebuild his mornings. Out went the buttered toast and jam. In came a simple but powerful bowl of Greek yogurt, topped with blueberries, chia seeds, and a sprinkle of walnuts, plus a side of scrambled eggs. 6 months later, his follow-up blood work showed normal glucose levels and dramatically lower inflammation. His physician was stunned. Gerald summed it up in one sentence: "Breakfast was the only thing I changed." How to create your own longevity breakfast. Here's a flexible formula you can start tomorrow. Protein: eggs, plain Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, tofu scramble, or a plant-based protein smoothie. Fiber: berries, kiwi, pears, oats, quinoa, chia seeds, or leafy greens. Healthy fat: avocado, nuts, seeds, or a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil to enhance nutrient absorption. Avoid refined carbs: white bread, sugary cereal, sweetened lattes, until at least mid-morning. These foods cause rapid blood sugar spikes that accelerate the very processes you're trying to slow down. It might feel strange to give your breakfast a quality control check, but this single habit can reset your entire metabolic rhythm for the day and protect your future self from diabetes, dementia, and heart disease. Habit 6. Morning social connection. The hidden lifeline. Imagine a supplement so powerful that it lowers your risk of premature death more effectively than quitting smoking, exercising, or taking a daily multivitamin. That supplement is meaningful human connection, and the timing of it matters more than most people realize. Why morning interaction is different. Psychologists have discovered that early-day social contact acts like a tuning fork for the nervous system. When you share a friendly word, a smile, or a few sentences with another person before mid-morning, you set off a cascade of neurotransmitters, dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin, that shape your mood, immune response, and cardiovascular health for the rest of the day. Longevity studies, including the legendary Harvard Adult Development Study that tracked participants for more than 80 years, repeatedly show that people with strong social ties not only live longer, but also retain sharper memory and greater resilience in the face of illness. Even brief morning interactions are linked to lower blood pressure and stronger immune defense. Lessons from the world's longevity hotspots. Travel to Okinawa, Japan, one of the planet's most celebrated blue zones, where residents frequently reach their mid-90s with remarkable vitality. And you'll notice a morning ritual almost everyone follows. Before work or chores begin, neighbors gather for a few minutes of conversation. Sometimes it's on a front porch, other times in a small garden or at a local shop. They check on one another, share weather updates, and offer simple greetings. One 97-year-old woman summed it up perfectly. "If I start my day without talking to someone, my whole body feels wrong." That daily connection is as routine as brushing teeth, and researchers believe it is a key reason Okinawans remain socially and physically active deep into old age. Simple ways to connect before 10 a.m. You don't need a village square to reap these benefits. Phone or video call. Spend 2 minutes sharing a cheerful greeting with a loved one. Household connection. If you live with family, exchange a warm hug or a few appreciative words before breakfast. Neighborly chat. Wave and say good morning when you see someone walking a dog or collecting mail. Barista or cashier interaction. Even a genuine smile and short conversation with someone serving you coffee counts. The key is intentionality. Don't wait for a random encounter. Make connection a deliberate part of your routine, just like drinking water or brushing your teeth. Even 5 minutes of meaningful contact can lower stress hormones and create a lasting ripple of well-being throughout the day. Habit 7. Directed morning gratitude. Training the brain for youth. While nutrition and movement are powerful, your mindset can be just as important. One mental practice stands out among people who age gracefully: morning gratitude. But this isn't a vague, think happy thoughts approach. The method matters. The science of specific gratitude. Neuroscientists using brain imaging technology have shown that when older adults engage in specific, heartfelt gratitude within the first hour of waking, activity increases in the prefrontal cortex, the same region that controls decision-making and emotional balance. At the same time, cortisol, the primary stress hormone, drops, creating a calm, youth-like pattern of brain activity. Unlike general positive thinking, Directed gratitude rewires neural circuits over time, helping the brain maintain plasticity well into advanced age. How to practice directed gratitude. Right after your breathing exercise or morning light exposure, place one hand over your heart. Take 3 slow breaths. Then, name 3 specific parts of your body you appreciate and why you appreciate them. For example, I'm thankful for my eyes, which let me read stories to my grandchildren. I'm grateful for my legs, which carried me through yesterday's walk. I'm appreciative of my heart, which has beaten faithfully every moment of my life. The key is specificity and body-focused gratitude, not just external circumstances. By recognizing the silent work your body performs, you create a daily conversation between mind and cells that promotes healing and resilience. A case of transformation. Patricia, a 74-year-old retired teacher, began this practice after a period of grief and declining health. Within weeks, she reported better sleep, fewer episodes of anxiety, and an unexpected side effect. Her blood pressure stabilized enough for her doctor to reduce medication. Patricia credits her morning gratitude ritual as the spark that helped her reclaim a sense of peace and purpose. Pulling it all together. By now you can see that these 3 habits, fueling your morning with protein and fiber, making early social contact, and practicing directed gratitude, are far more than pleasant rituals. They are biochemical tools for rewiring the body and mind toward longevity. None of them require expensive supplements, complicated workouts, or dramatic lifestyle overhauls. They demand only intention, consistency, and a willingness to start tomorrow instead of waiting for the mythical, perfect time. Imagine beginning each day with a meal that stabilizes blood sugar, a conversation that warms your heart, and a moment of deep appreciation for the body that carries you. Do that consistently, and you create an internal environment where disease struggles to take hold, and joy has room to flourish. Your next step. You don't need to adopt all 7 morning habits at once. Even integrating 1 or 2 of these final 3 can create measurable improvements within weeks. Starting tomorrow, plan a protein and fiber breakfast tonight so you wake up ready. Schedule a morning connection, a quick call, a friendly text, or a neighborly hello. Practice directed gratitude before you check your phone or turn on the TV. These are not luxuries. They are lifelines. Your morning choices are literally scripting the story of your future health. If these insights inspired you, give this video a like, hit subscribe, and share it with someone you care about, especially anyone over 60 who deserves a longer, stronger, more vibrant life. Tell me in the comments, which of these morning habits will you start tomorrow? Your decision today could add years of energy, clarity, and joy to the rest of your life.